Good evening, America, and welcome to New November Presents. This very first episode of Top 5, Top 5, Top 5, Top 5. All right, look, check it out. So what we doing here is that we're going to be counting down the top 5 best things in the culture, best things sports-wise, best things, best whatever we are counting down the top 5 best whatever the hell the host feels like talking about. All right? So today, we're going to be talking about top 5 best black movies of the last decade. Now, I know what a lot of you are asking. Izzy, what is a black movie? Well, I'm glad you asked, stranger. A black movie could be a lot of different things. But for the sake of this argument, for this list that I've created here today, a black movie is going to be a movie that consists of a few main critical characteristics. So, first, it has to have a black main character, and that nigga cannot die. No, he can't just be like, I'm just chilling, doing my thing, and blah, now I'm dead. Now the main character is somebody. No. It stays black through the entire movie. So a lot of them scary movies where it starts off with a black guy, switches to a white guy, and then the ghost jumps into the body of no, not doing none of that shit. It's not a black movie. Black main character has to have a cultural impact on the black community. Also has to have cultural significance to the black community. Also has to be empowering to the black community. Which means, I'm sorry, sad slave stories, you are disqualified. No sad slave stories, man. I'm sick of that shit. I'm sick of, you told Harpo to beat me all my life. I had to fight. No, we're not doing them. Not doing no more of those. Also, no true stories. No true stories. I don't want to hear about the one time where you overcame justice and equal. No. We're getting into black cinema that really shook the foundation of what it meant to be black at the movies. I'm talking about movies that when them joints dropped, you left out that joint like thinking, maybe I should call that nigga. You left out that movie feeling different, feeling changed. The message was significant. The message was strong, which is another point. No straight out comedies. We won't be doing straight out comedies. The reason we're not doing straight out comedies is because too easy, man. We are the funniest living, breathing race, period. Too easy. With that being said, let's get into our list. At number 5, we have 2019's Queen and Slim. Now, if you haven't seen Queen and Slim, spoiler alert, but spoil this shit for you, bro. But you'll be alright. It is like a modern day black Bonnie and Clyde, if you will. These two meet on a dating app, and they are you know how dating apps work, Tinder and things like that, things of that nature. So they meet on a dating app. They're paired up. They're going out for dinner. They get stopped by the police. The police do what the police do. Some racist shit. Try to, smoke them out. Try to get them killed. But luckily, the woman, strong black sister, flips the script on the police, gets the upper hand on the officer, bow, smokes him. And they have to go on the run. While on the run, they encounter a lot of characters, a lot of different characters that are trying to aid them get to safety. At the end, the cops eventually catch them because niggas start snitching. Hey, niggas still do that. Niggas still just tell. So nigga told for the reward money, got him captured. Somebody they thought they could trust, they couldn't, and they end up getting shot on sight by the police. Pretty much, basically, ending the story. The reason why Queen and Slim comes in number 5, because I didn't know if they was gonna make the list at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. They come in at number 5 because the movie came out in 2019. I'm talking about if we wanna really be honest with ourselves, this right here feels like the peak of this of a civil war almost in America. Like the civil unrest is coming to a tipping point in America between the police and the community, between this race and that race. And I believe that Queen and Slim touched on that beautifully, perfectly, of how easily easily a situation in a public eye, how easy an isolated situation in a public eye can be used to influence the minds of millions in similar situations, or, you know, I believe that it's a powerful movie. I believe that it definitely has a strong cultural significance, and I believe that it definitely is impactful. I mean, if you watch that movie, it doesn't matter what race you are, black, white, Asian, Jamaican. It doesn't matter. You watch that movie, you're gonna feel for those two central characters, and I definitely think it belongs on the top five. And coming in at number four, I know we said no slave movies, but Django Unchained 2012. Man, who could forget Django? We gonna act like we don't remember Django? Jamie Foxx and that white dude, they were snapping off. They took Jamie's wife. Let me give you the synopsis real quick. All right, let me give you Django real quick. They took Jamie's wife. They took Django's wife. Right? Django was a slave. He was a friendly slave at first, but then they, you know what I'm saying? You know how the white man try to, you know what I'm saying, try to break you down, you know what I'm saying? So they broke Django down. Django then finds this white man, escapes and finds this white man. White man says, you know what, Django? I'm a bounty hunter, and I hunt white folk. And you know what you could do with me, Django? You could help me hunt white folk. He said, oh, I'm a do more than that for you, Mr. White Man. I'm a find these white folk, and I'm going to get my lady back, because they done took my baby. They done took Django's baby. That was fucked up. But this movie has a silver lining. As I know we said no slave movies, but this is not a sad slave movie. See, because Django was kicking ass. Django bust through the doors with the guns. Django was not fucking around. I remember one scene, took the whip, started whipping the nigga. Pow, pow, pow. Then he got to Candyland. Candyland is like the biggest plantation in the South, evidently, in this movie. And Leonardo DiCaprio, he a bad white boy, man. Leonardo a bad white boy. He was throwing them niggas around. Nigga. He was throwing niggas around each and every way. Him and Samuel L. Jackson, which played the house nigga that loved Leonardo so much. But when he got to Candyland, that's when he found his boo. He said, oh, my boo at Candyland, my boo at this ranch. All right, come on, white man, we gotta go get my boo. Huh? They come up with a plan to go in there and get the boo. Leonardo, the bad white man that he is, was not going for that shit at all. Comes up with concocts a whole bunch of random plots to get Django hemmed up and him and his master put away. Master ends up, not Django's master, the white man ends up dying, but they pretend that Django's his slave so that they don't kill him on sight. But anyway, master ends up dying. Next thing you know, Django got a motherfucking go out that joint with explosives, kill it. Yo, you gotta see this movie. Came out in 2012. You ain't seen it yet. You sleeping. You sleeping on motherfucking man Jamie Foxx, and you sleeping on Django Unchained. Coming in at number motherfucking 3. This was a hard one for me. This was hard for me because I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, I can't leave you off the list, Denzel. But what have you came out with lately that's really like stuck? You know what I'm saying? Equalizer, but these aren't black movies. I need something that's gonna So I go down my list of movies, go to my Blu-ray DVD counter, you know what I'm saying? I go over there, I say, what do we got, Denzel? Let me go to my Denzel section. Voila. For number 3, we give you 2016's Fences. Man, Denzel was fucking amazing. Viola Davis was fucking amazing. That movie was fucking amazing. Because not only, let's just get into it. Denzel was living the life of pretty much every, I'm going to keep it 100, hardworking black man of that time, of that 1960s era. He was just living his regular life. He was going home. He was going to work. He was going home. He was going to work. But one day, Denzel decided he was going to take a detour. All right. Instead of going this way, he went that way. Instead of going through the alley, he went around the alley. And when he did that, he got somebody else pregnant. Okay, Denzel. Okay. You know, one part of this movie hit home for me. It hit home for me because Denzel said, You think it's easy for me to be standing here in the same spot for 18 years? And if she looked at him, she said, I've been standing here right with you, James. I was like, damn, Denzel, she been right there with you, James. Let me tell you something about brothers. Sometimes, all right, never mind. This ain't about brothers. This is about the top 5. Coming in next, number 2. This was a hard one for me as well. Because I didn't know if this should be number 2 or number 1. That pause was for the late great Chadwick Boseman, man. Give me some love for Chadwick Boseman, man. Give some love to Chadwick, mother. Man, put your Wakandas in the air for Chadwick one time, man. In 2018, the Black Panther came out. And it shook not only just the comic book world, it shook the film industry, period. It shattered box office records. And it had a 90% black cast in a comic book movie. And Chadwick killed that shit. He was a badass. He pop out at your ass in the dark, drop down on your ass out of a helicopter. He didn't matter to Chadwick because he had that crazy ass suit. Whatever you did to him, he could do it to you 10 times harder. Chadwick was a beast. And it showed you. It showed that the central message was crazy because Michael B. Killmonger, he was a badass too. Michael B., I hear you, boy. Michael B. was a monster. But it showed you, right? It showed you how black people, if we came together and decided we were going to have our own thing, our own nation with our own rights and our own rules, we would not be oppressed. We would not feel like the ones that are under the thumb. You know what I mean? So to speak. So Wakanda, what Michael B. really wanted was them to open up their doors to us, the black people, because of what's going on to us in America in 2018, specifically when the movie dropped. And it's a shame Michael B. had to die, you know, for that to happen, but it is also glorious the way it played out. Michael B. dying in the final scene says, I'd rather die than to go back to being enchained like my ancestors. I know that's right, Michael B. I know that's right, and that's the sentiments of a lot of young black brothers. Point blank, period. They ain't going back. You know? And I 100% agree with that. Amazing movie. Can never be duplicated. I don't even know what the Black Panther 2 is going to look like without the late Chadwick. Rest in peace, Chadwick. All right, now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Please don't forget to leave your honorable mentions in the comment section below because you know I want to look at those. Might do another video or something, but yo. Number 1. The most influential or best black film of the last decade. Get Out. 2017, Jordan Peele. Boy, get on down here. Get Out. Man, we didn't know what to even expect. We didn't even know what to expect when we first saw the previews for that joint. We was like, well, what the hell is this? Some zombie shit? What's going on? Like, what's going to happen? I feel like it has something to do with being hypnotized. I feel like it has something to do with white people. I feel like it has something to do. Man, no one expected this. He gave you a taste of his genius right there. Then to come back and do the, you know, we're not going to get into that. That's another list. But Get Out. Many people just look at that movie and they're like, all right, this is a movie about white people taking over black people's minds and their spirits and sinking black people into the sunken place. But it's so much deeper than that. It's incredibly deep. Do you know the reason why these people wanted what they wanted from these black people? Not because, I just want to take all the niggas and be a nigga. No. They wanted specific attributes, characteristics that they felt in their mind only black people possess. the speed, the strength, the vision. One lady said she switched her husband's psychosis with a nigga just so she could get better dick. Like, yo, this is what they think about you. This is what they think about us. It's. I'm gonna be honest with you. Many Spanish niggas think Spanish women fuck with us just because we got big dick. Like, what? I mean, can I have a personality too? Like, look, Get Out was so much deeper than the premise of what a lot of people just caught it for. If you go back and you watch that movie today with the mindset of these white people want to be us so bad from start to finish, absolutely phenomenal movie, hands down. I mean, Academy, Oscar worthy. It is. If you have not seen Get Out, one, shame on you, and two, you really need to go check that shit out because you're doing yourself an injustice, brother. With that being said, to me personally, a pleasure talking to y'all. It's been great doing these first episodes of the top five, and I hope to have more to come. Thank you for listening.